Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today we are making some adorable pineapple macarons. These are so cute, you guys. They're perfect for any kind of summer party or pool party. And I also found out some new kind of tips and tricks to making macarons, mostly just to make them easier, because we all know how difficult macarons can be sometimes. But anyways though, let me go ahead and show you guys how to make these. So let's get started. First off, in a stand mixer, you're gonna need 3 egg whites. You won't be needing the yolks today, so you can make some kind of custard or omelet that's really full of cholesterol, but do whatever you want. Anyways though, you just want to whip those egg whites until they get a little bit foamy. At this point, you're going to slowly add in a 1/4 cup of sugar and continue whipping for about 8 to 10 minutes or so, just until you get really stiff peaks. Then we're just going to color our meringue, and I'm going to use some yellow gel food coloring here. Just mix that in until it gets really nice and bright and yellow. Moving over to our dry ingredients, in a separate bowl you're going to need 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. Here's one of my macaron tips. Traditionally, you would use a scale and measure out these ingredients in grams, but I tried measuring it out in cups today, and honestly it didn't make a big difference at all. So if you live in America and you use cups, go ahead and use cups for this. Although you do want to make sure you measure really carefully. Next up, we're going to need almond flour. This is my favorite brand of almond flour for macarons. I got a recommendation from another YouTuber to use this, and it works so well, you guys. You just need 1 cup, and I like it because it comes really finely ground. You hardly have to sift it. At this point, I'm just going to whisk these together, and make sure you whisk it really well because you don't want to have any clumps in there. Next, we're going to add this to our meringue mixture. And go ahead and fold that in. At first, it's not going to look like it's going to come together. It just looks kind of clumpy and weird, but keep mixing and I promise it'll start to get smoother. This is the most important part of making macarons. You want to get it to just the right consistency. It should flow off the spatula kind of like magma, as you can see here. Next, I'm just going to transfer this to a piping bag that's been fitted with a large round tip. If you don't have a piping bag, a Ziploc bag works perfectly fine here. Another macaron tip is to use one of those silicone macaron mats. I was kind of doubtful of these at first, but they actually work really well, and I'll have one linked in the description box below. I just like using this because it makes all your macarons the same size, and you don't have to worry about getting like a circle stencil and breaking out the pencils and the parchment paper. It's just really easy. At this point, just tap down your baking sheet to try to get rid of those peaks on top. If you still have some peaks by the end of this, no worries, just use those for the bottom macarons. Now just let these set for about 20 minutes or so. This will help your macarons form a nice skin on top, so that after you bake them, you'll get those beautiful feet on your macarons. After 20 minutes, they're still going to be a little bit tacky, but they shouldn't entirely stick to your finger. Then you're going to bake those off at 300 degrees for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, we can work on our pineapple buttercream frosting. In a stand mixer, you're going to need 2 softened sticks of butter. And just get those nice and creamy. Then you're going to add in 3 cups of powdered sugar, 1 cup at a time. If you add it in all at once, you run the risk of getting a big cloud of powdered sugar, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing, but you don't want to have to clean that up. Then you're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 3 tablespoons of pineapple juice. For some reason I only shot adding in 1 tablespoon, but you're going to add in 3. Afterwards, add in a 1/4 cup of sliced pineapple chunks. You can see I'm going to crank the mixer up to high speed, that way it'll break up any larger pieces and kind of release that pineapple juice. Let that whip for about 3 minutes or so, and you'll be left with a nice fluffy buttercream that's speckled with pineapple. At this point, our macaron should be ready. You can see these come out so nicely, and we didn't even measure anything out in grams. For the green pineapple tops, I'm going to use some green candy melts. You can see I've just placed these in a pastry bag, and then I'm going to pipe out the tops. It's really simple. You're just going to start at the base, and then release the pressure as you work towards the top. I know I always say like it doesn't have to be perfect, but for these it honestly does not have to be perfect. As long as you have 3 spikes there, it's gonna look like a pineapple top. Once they've had a chance to set, go ahead and peel them off your wax paper. And then we can start to assemble our macarons. First off, I'm going to pipe on a dollop of pineapple buttercream. Then we're going to place on our pineapple top. Make sure you push from the base here, otherwise you might snap off one of the spikes. And then sandwich another macaron on top. And squish it just a little bit so you can see that filling. And that's it, it's super simple, just repeat for the rest of your macarons. You could honestly stop here and they look just like pineapples already, but to make them look even cuter, I'm going to take some yellow royal icing and pipe out a grid for that pineapple design. Then I'm going to go back and add in these dots just to make them look a bit more realistic. And that's it. Alright guys, our pineapple macarons are finished now, and these look super cute. I love how these turned out, and they taste really good too. They taste just like pineapple. You can make them for your friends, and I'm sure they would be super impressed that you know how to make macarons. Anyways though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe right up there if you haven't already, and also follow me on Facebook at kawaiisweetworld, on Instagram at kawaiisweeteats, and of course again subscribe right there, and I'll talk to you guys all very soon. Bye guys!